If you ever got into your Gladiator or Wrangler JL and found that you have water that's been dripping down onto the shift knob, this is going to be a quick fix for that. Now the nice thing about this is you can do it pretty quick and you don't have to take like the whole top off. Matter of fact, all you have to do is take off this driver's side panel. So handful of latches here, pop that off and just lift it straight up. I've got something in the back that I can set this right on. Hopefully it goes there. And that's enough. That's all you need to do. All right, now let's get up here and see what's going on. Okay, so this is where the two top pieces come together. You can see you kind of have a seal that sweeps off right here, and then a little bit where the seal kind of meets at this front of this windshield header panel. And what I found is somewhere in here, water is able to kind of get back, drip, and go through here. So what I do is, I'll show you in just a second, I take a small piece of 3/4 by 3/8 foam. This is just basic weather stripping, and I lay it right here at the start of this, and I run it right back here. And that seems to eliminate all of my leaking issues. All right, there's nothing super scientific about this. Just take your foam. I like to put it just ahead of that little leading edge where the seal comes together. Run it down here. This is gonna get, a lot of this is just gonna get smushed, which is fine. Come right here, cut that off. That's all you really need. Now it sort of blocks that from letting the water go back. And when the top comes down, it just puts a ton of pressure and keeps that water from running underneath here, or at least that's how I'm theorizing that it works, but it keeps the water from getting in the cab, that's for sure. That's it, just that one little piece, and now you can put your top back on, make sure this thing doesn't get popped off. Just understand it's gonna be all smashed next time you take your top off, and not a big deal, just put another piece on. So I think it's worth mentioning, since we're talking about leaks, that my hardtop actually leaked from day one, and it was coming from the back glass. This was something that was covered under warranty, but it took forever to get it warrantied. Not necessarily a dealership issue, it was just a supplier issue. Once I got it back, everything's been fine. My 2 cents on what I've learned from that experience was, it sounds like the seal was just kind of rolled over the glass from the factory, and this was an issue for a handful of Gladiators. I know I've read online that other people have had the same issue. If you're outside of warranty, it sounds like a really easy way to fix this is actually have a glass company come out and just pull your glass out, and they can reset that seal and put it back in. This is how I understand it. If it actually works, I don't know. I know when this was fixed, the dealership actually just called a glass company. They came out and swapped the whole unit, and literally they found that the seal was just rolled back. It wasn't ripped or anything like that. So, but again, it was under warranty, so they replaced the whole glass, seal, and everything. I took this thing to Big O Dodge in Lawrence, South Carolina. Great service out of their service department. That is not my local dealership, by the way. So when I say I don't trust my local dealership, that's here in Wilmington, NC. You can Google that to figure out who that is. My good dealership that I have is about 5 hours away from me, and that's who I actually buy all my Jeeps and stuff from. And if I do need to get warranty work, I make the trip because it's worth it. What do you do? So either way, those are the leaks that I've had. This thing has never had an issue where it puddles water or anything like that in the floorboards. I feel like I've read that a few times where guys have had issues with the front of the top leaking that much where it comes down, and never had an issue with that. I will say that I've got another friend that has a Gladiator that has never taken their hardtop off and had that same leak that I was having right over by the rear view mirror. We just popped off that one panel versus taking a dealership, put the little piece of foam in. They haven't had an issue since. So hopefully that helps some of you guys too that are having that same little drip, and that's save you a little trip to the dealership, maybe a little bit of money. So appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully everybody stays safe and gets out and has a good time. Oh, and if you're curious about this Gladiator with the tint and the 40s and all that stuff, I'm gonna be doing videos on this Jeep for a channel that I do a lot of work for called Driving Line. I'll put a link in below where you can find out that. I do something called Inside Line for them, sort of like my video series. And so if you wanna know more about Gladiators and reviews that I do a lot for them, just check that link and you'll see I have a whole playlist. Anything under Inside Line is a video that I've done. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully everybody takes care, and I'll see you on the trail soon. Bye-bye.